at it again.
What's going on, man?
Shit.
We're just telling a story at the end of the day.
You can enjoy a fully clothed, totally platonic cuddle session. Not sure what we're doing.
Are these lines safe? Yeah, we can literally say anything we want.
Talk mad shit.
Please continue to follow us. You can find us on all social medias.
All social medias.
All social medias.
All podcasts.
Everywhere that you could listen to a podcast, we're pretty much there. Action.
Fuck you.
And I won't ask you what's up.
Rolling. So, Josh, how are things? Is anything new been up?
All right, to fucking fill you guys in, he was just fucking busting my balls for I guess apparently every episode. I'm like, so what's up, man? And it's like we've been talking for 30 minutes, and I never even noticed. I guess that was how I thought we should intro, or I don't know.
It's like, hey, here at the Based on True Events podcast, we have very awkward small talk at the beginning of our episodes.
All right, let's do this then. Let's start with the plug.
Okay.
How's that?
There you go.
Now that you definitely want to listen to us. Yeah. Based on True Events podcast on all social media platforms, yeah. Facebook, Instagram. Twitter.
Our podcast is also carried by all major podcast carriers.
All of them. Yeah, and Twitter is podcast BOTE, podcast BOTE.
And then if you don't partake in the social medias, but you still want to contact us,
Gmail us.
Gmail us
up
with suggestions, comments, or concerns at the Based on True Events podcast at gmail.com.
That was the best one yet. I love the energy, man. Yeah. Fantastic.
Fucking hype man for our email address.
That's what's up. Also, we still have the I Wrote for BOTE. I always want to call it a contest. It's like, I don't like that word.
Okay.
Our thing.
What the fuck you want to call it?
Hey, you guys send us a suggestion. We pick our favorites, and the winner gets a T-shirt. So I guess it's a competition.
Yeah.
Fuck it. All right. And it's a dope shirt. It says, I Wrote for BOTE. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Shep came up with that.
Woohoo.
Props.
Yeah. And next month, you might get the Unicorn Farts Bill shirt.
Oh, dude. I'm stoked to release that one. That was such a good fucking episode. In the end, when you came up, that's the only phrase that stuck in my head the entire next day. And I was like, I'm going to fucking make a shirt. I would wear it too.
Yeah. It's pretty, I thought it was much more valuable to do a cool name like well, Unicorn Farts Bill.
Yeah, so
if you don't know, just go back and listen to the episode.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, that's fair. I was going to tell him, but now fuck it. Go back and listen for your damn self.
Actually, go find it. That's your scavenger hunt, kiddos.
Yeah.
Find Unicorn Farts Bill episode.
Oh shit. Well, tonight.
Yeah, you're starting off, man.
Yeah,
I'm out of the driver's seat at the beginning for.
Yeah,
this turn.
And what's funny is I thought that you were going up first, and so now I got to fucking get my head, get in the headspace here, and get ready. Well, first of all, thank you guys. We've been getting some pretty serious suggestions, and some of them have been wicked. Some of them have been surprisingly dark.
No, I mean, we definitely appreciate all the suggestions we've got. There's been a couple suggestions that we've gotten that Josh and I are trying to workshop of whether or not we can actually even pull that episode off.
Yeah,
we'll see if we can, if we can't. But we're going to do as many of these as we can.
Yeah, for sure. And there's a ton, and keep them coming.
Yeah.
I love that. And take, shit, if we don't do yours, send us some more, because eventually we will.
Yeah.
There are some that, shit we do want to do, and we've said it before, the heavy hitters, we want to do some of them, but we're trying to do some stuff, I think, that maybe is a little bit less covered, if you will.
Yeah.
Maybe first.
Yeah. So our statements about, not doing the heavy hitters is just, we just didn't think anybody would really give a shit, man.
Yeah.
Like it's been done,
Yeah.
done and done and done. And it's not like either one of us are the top of our field of like, we're not going to offer any different kind of.
Oh, I never heard that part.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard that he did that 90 times already.
Right.
But the
How are
way
you
that
gonna
they told me that he did that
Yeah, no
was
shit.
way better than any of the other people.
Yeah,
so I
so-
mean, if you want us to do the heavy hitters, man, go ahead and keep saying.
Well, here's
we
the deal.
actually have like 5 heavy hitters like
lined up.
So
Now, and truthfully, if it's overwhelmingly, like if we hear fucking Dahmer 20, 30 times,
Yeah.
shit, okay, fair enough, we'll do it.
yeah, we'll do
I mean,
Dahmer.
if it's high demand,
like,
no worries.
Kemper's up there on the list.
Yeah.
We got Geen and Fish and
Holmes.
Holmes is, I think that's the next one we're doing. I haven't.
It could
I
be a
haven't decided
two-parter. I don't know. There's a lot.
Yeah, because I mean, I think every avenue that we go, that is the most requested episode that we've got. I think
that we've heard.
that we've heard
yeah.
people wanting to listen.
It's a big one.
I mean, Holmes
it's
is
a dark one. Whew.
Yeah. So
We'll have to prepare for that shit.
yeah, just keep the suggestions coming. If they're but do know that if it's like an ethereal, abstract conversation piece, that we might not be able to get to that. Like, we might not be able to figure out like a good avenue in there. There's been a couple suggestions where I'm like, I mean, that's cool, but I don't know how we're gonna do that.
I don't know how the fuck I'm going to do that one. Well, speaking of how the fuck am I going to do that one, this topic. Now, I thought you gave me this. Willows Weep. Mm-hmm. Okay, it was? Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. So it's not a listener suggestion. So,
Technically, it's not. We have a whole bunch of suggestions out there, and we're gonna do back-to-back suggestion episodes.
Right.
But this one kind of came up, and it was kind of on the fly, and I was like, you know what? I haven't had him do anything that
a place even.
A place, like, I was curious about this place. It seemed right up your alley. I was kind of trying to give you an easy out after the Charlie Chop-Off episode.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Well, no, it was a nice change of pace. So where I was going with that is that there is not a lot of information about this place.
Don't be a pussy, dude.
Yeah, fuck off. You'll see.
Just don't be a pussy, man.
Well, I'll jump into it then.
Okay.
Man up, right?
Man up. Get in there.
All right, so this is Willows Weep.
Where's it located? Who's the who, what, where, why, when?
In Indiana. Okay. I'm gonna say it wrong. Hold on a second. Because I've heard it was in Calgary, but I actually have the address because I freaking sent it to you because it's not that far away.
Yeah, it's like 200 miles away or something.
Yeah, no shit.
What do you mean you thought it was in Calgary? Like Calgary, Alberta, Canada is where you thought it was?
Or no, not Calgary.
It's 5173
Cayuga. What the fuck, Calgary?
5173 North Elm Tree Road, Cayuga, Indiana.
Cayuga.
Yeah.
Calgary. I don't know. Fucking.
How did it take me 3 seconds to find it? You're over there
I'm
doing
looking
the
for
episode.
I'm looking for the text here.
You're over there doing the episode, and you don't even know how the fuck to get there. All right, man. Whatever. I'm not here.
Good start.
I'm not.
Shut your mouth for a minute.
All over the road, folks. Just as per usual.
Well, you asked me right off the bat. I was like, "Fuck!" I literally sent you the text and I couldn't find it. So, anywho, it's not that important. It's not like people are going to go visit this fucking place. I seriously doubt, unless requested, and we'll get into that later. So, this place was built in the 19th century, 1890. I had some issues with. I was excited about it when you gave it to me because. Mm-hmm. It's a house that's shaped like a cross. They say it's an upside down cross, and I'm like, well, I guess it fucking depends where you're standing, or
depends on where the front door is.
Yeah, but ideally, or in theory, when it was originally built, there was supposed to be entrances from every direction. So there's, you know what I mean. So anyway, but the house is in the shape of a cross. It's got a history that is all over the place. People call bullshit on it. People say that this is the history. So in theory, the first owner died in the bathtub.
Okay.
Yeah, there were...
Was he stroking it?
Yeah.
Was he having special time?
He loved his house. I built a cross-shaped house. I done good.
I'm going to spank it, Bobby.
Spank it.
Damn it, Bobby.
Damn it, Bobby. That's exactly it. I was like, it sounds like the King of the Hill?
King of the Hill, yeah.
There were 3 suicides, I believe. One guy hung himself. Another guy, I don't know if I guess he shot himself. See, that's what I mean, though. So I looked on multiple sites. I watched a
Did you stay
handful
away
of...
from creepypasta?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
It wasn't on there. Well, because this is a true place. The documentaries, every single one of them was someone doing a ghost investigation, or it was on some sort of ghost hunting or hunter show.
Right.
So I wasn't able to get a lot of history. You know what I mean? Like, because every single time it was something different. Or
it's
something.
like all that shit, man. There's never a counterpoint
At all. Yeah. So, but basically, 3 men were said to have been poisoned in the home by the same woman. So there's some history of death in this house. I'm going to read a couple of things that I found. Dave Spinks is the current owner.
Mm-hmm.
And
how is Mr. Spinks?
Yeah, I guess he's great. Built, and this is off of his site, David Spinks Paranormal Investigator.
Yeah, okay, dude. I'm immediately questioning anything on this website.
Exactly.
I mean,
so the owner, in case you guys didn't catch that, the owner is a paranormal investigator. Okay. Built in the 1800s, the haunted house is unlike any that you will ever see or experience. It is built in the shape of a cross that faces east. The house sits on a crossroads and it has numerous ghastly deaths that have occurred within the walls. The land itself has a definite Native American connection in that there was a major battle very near where the house sits today.
50 miles away.
Right. 200 miles north.
Yeah.
And I know your theory on Native American, and actually, to be honest with you, it makes sense, like that they would have more issues with
the way they were treated
alive than dead. Right.
Yeah.
So the haunting of the Native Americans, you actually I'd never heard that before, and it makes sense. There are ancient burial sites around the area, and 2 rivers converge in the tiny town of Cayuga, Indiana, very near the house.
Okay. Wow. Cool.
Okay, 2 rivers meet. There's ghosts.
Good.
Immediately, a strange book was found buried between the old floor and the more modern floor during a remodel that deals in necromancy and other occult practices. Now,
Is it called the Holy Bible?
Right. Is it called the Necronomicon? I looked everywhere for fucking, like,
anything about that.
Where's the book? Let me see a picture. Let me see something, because I was like, that's kind of fucking cool.
Yeah.
I struck out. Sorry.
Yeah.
On top of all that, a former owner declared that the house is very dangerous, and she feels that it tried to kill her and her husband on numerous occasions.
Okay, let me pause you right there. If you're trying to sell your house to a paranormal investigator, you're not going to be like, everything's fine.
No, there's no ghost.
Yeah, there's no ghost. It's everything. No, you're going to start with this. The house has tried to kill me and my husband multiple times. Like, my husband, like, one time he shocked himself. Like, it was really horrible when he was plugging in the hairdryer in the bathroom and he was standing in a puddle. The house totally tried to kill him. It's just horrible.
It's absolutely horrible. This is perfect for you.
Yeah.
You're going to love it here.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Well, and the fact that I'm reading it from his website. So this is why I know I'm the one that's, the
starry-eyed
believer. I want to believe that everything is haunted and but I immediately was like, damn it. Okay, let me just finish this. Let's see. Fearing for their lives, they moved far away from the house and sold it to the current owner, Dave Spinks. Still, yet numerous paranormal investigators claim to have been attacked in the house, and many have recorded EVPs, heard disembodied voices, witnessed shadow figures, observed light anomalies, and recorded poltergeist activities on camera. Many others have reported being attacked by unseen forces in the house. The new owner is currently conducting an over-year-long investigation with hand-picked investigators in order to try and figure out what is lurking in the house that is known as Willows Weep. All right.
Yeah, it's his website, right?
It is. I'll read this loud. I almost held off, but Willows Weep has a storied and horrific past with several recorded deaths within its walls. Part of its story will be revealed on the all-new television show Unexplained on History Channel. airing July 19th, 2019, called The Most Evil and Haunted Home in North America by show host William Shatner. So, and I'm going to stop there, and I'm like, okay,
Stop plugging this
whole
shit.
fucking thing is a plug for, and on the said site, there is a link to the Amazon book Willows Weep: The Beginning. There is.
Did he write it?
I don't know. Didn't click it. The other thing says support the Willow Weep movie now on Indiegogo by clicking the pic below. Get perks in the process, or even be in the movie. His entire site is a plug. So I was like, not a great start. I read this next. The most evil haunted house in North America. Previous owners say stories around Vermilion County home are a hoax. This is from WHITV.com. So Eugene, Indiana. That's where I got confused. It says it's in Cayuga. The address is, but then they're calling it Eugene. So that's where I was when you asked me that. I was like, I kind of got fucked up on it. Okay. There's a house right here in Wabash Valley that some call the most evil house in North America. It's home in Eugene, Indiana, that has caught the attention of national television stations and blah, 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 blah. The former owners of the house contacted News 10. They say it's not haunted at all. They told us it's all a hoax. Yeah. According to them, the stories coming out of that house are fabricated facts about their loved ones, which is kind of fucked up.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, just by looking at the house, it looks like any normal house nestled in the middle of nowhere. And what's funny is like the pic that you sent me, and when you first Google it or whatever, it shows it from like the drone from up above, so it's the cross. But it doesn't show the surrounding houses that are really fucking close.
Yeah.
So then there's a larger zoomed out photo, and it's like, oh,
they're all across.
So then all these houses are, no, they're not. No, but they're like really close. So if that house is fucking haunted, they're all fucking haunted. You know what I mean? But
well, only if you abide the Indian burial ground theory
but he said it's nearby, right?
Yeah.
Trust me, if it's nearby, it's on one of those properties.
Yeah.
Like they're the fucking haunted.
I agree. I agree.
Anywho, but when you look at it from just a normal street view, there's nothing spooky about it. It looks like a little kind of country home, like nothing, it's small.
Mr. Spinks is keeping up the curb appeal.
Yeah. Although now there's like on the front little awning thing, it says it's painted Willows Weep, all like creepily with like willow tree branches. Oh, dude, it's yeah. You'll find it on the corner of Elm Street. Elm Street. That would be sweet. Yeah. Now all of a sudden I'm like, well, hold on. Elm Tree Road and Water Street in Eugene. Adam Baird and his sister Haley Navarro say they just want people to know the true story behind the house, a tragic story they've been trying to get out for nearly a decade. Here's what they say are the facts. In 2001, the mother, Cheryl Skinner, died of a heart attack at the young age of 42. They say she had a heart attack at the home, but she passed away at the hospital. So that's one of the first claims that they're saying is false. Mm-hmm. Then their stepfather, Kurt Skinner, committed suicide in the family home several years later. So there is one person that committed suicide. Haley said she found out he had cancer and he couldn't afford the treatment, so he ended his life.
Okay, I'm not advocating suicide, but
right.
I can see how A plus B equaled C in that occurrence.
Yeah, exactly. Adam and Haley said their parents' death are being used for profit, which sounds pretty fucking
valid.
Right. Yeah, right, which is kind of horrible. Quote, there are all these lies talking about how my mother died of a drug overdose and that she was underneath the bed and was bloated and nobody found her for 2 weeks. They were charging people to come in and haunt my mother, called my mother out by her name, and my stepfather, this is what Adam said. The paranormal team was nicknamed the paranormal team nicknamed it Willows Weep. Go figure.
Of course they did.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they?
A play on words based on the huge willow tree in the front yard. They say if you pull the branch off the tree, something bad is going to happen. Yeah, okay.
Like
what? I couldn't find anything. I don't know. They planted it together just months before she died. We don't want you paying money on lies. If you're gonna do a haunt, we want you to at least know the truth, Haley said. Dozens of people have come over to the house over the last several years, paying money to investigate the house. Adam and Haley told us that their family home was nice inside, well kept where they lived when they lived there. Now they claim the owners purposely changed the appearance. Like there's like
looking.
and there's cobwebs, and there's like a chair that's in there that's all raggedy, and a hat and a gun up above it. In theory, like the dude killed himself in the chair, and those were his hats and his gun. And they're like, that shit wasn't even there. Like that wasn't like that.
That was a fucking lazy boy.
It was a
dude.
prop.
That
Right.
That was a fucking lazy boy like last week, dude.
Yeah, the new owners claim there's a chair inside the house that Kurt Skinner shot himself in, saying you can see blood-stained upholstery. They also say hats, boots, and guns. All right, I already said that. It's not even the same furniture that was in the house. They put guns in and hats in there. This is funny. He wore trucker hats. He never wore cowboy hats. So, it goes on and on about that. So, that's their side of it. But why would they make that up, in my view? It seems pretty legit that when the person that is to profit is a paranormal investigator, I'm going, dude, you got some strikes against you, bud.
Yeah. The only thing I could see is the family, like, doing all this would be, like, they got cut out of some salty deal with the guy, and now they're trying to, like, fuck him over.
Right.
The likelihood that that's the case is like zero in my mind.
Yeah.
I completely 100% am on the side of the family and 0% on Mr. Spinks' side.
Yeah. Well,
he's like, I can sell this shit to the History Channel.
Oh, 100%.
They'll fucking buy anything.
Well, so I'm going to read, because the same exact channel, WTHITV.com, interviewed him as well to give him his side. Sure. So I was like,
wow,
okay.
a counterpoint.
Right. So I was like, well, that's fair. But then when I read the first thing that I read to you, when I read that, I go, nope. Like, I saw it's his website, and I go, dude.
Nope.
Vermilion County, Indiana, just in time for Halloween. We have the story of what some are calling a real-life haunted house. Okay, let me jump to where, because they're just kind of repeating. When we spoke with the former owners of the home, they told us there's nothing evil about it, and the new owners are just trying to make money. But now we wanted to tell the other side of that story. In the small Vermilion County town of Eugene, one house is getting a lot of attention. A home that was built in the late 1800s is now being called Willows Weep. And part one of the story, okay, let me jump ahead since I literally just read that. Devastating events. They were charging people to come in and haunt my mother. We tracked them. Okay, we tracked down the newest owner of the house. David Spinks has been a paranormal investigator for 30 years. He lives in West Virginia, but he told us he bought the house because he truly believes it is evil. I want an evil house, He said he sympathizes with the family, and he promises to leave the Skinner's name out of anything he does.
As he uses it in this plug
Right. But says he will continue to investigate the home. This is in quotations. There have been many deaths, factual deaths, some very bizarre, and other suicides that have occurred in the house. And I'm still finding out more info to this day, Spinks told us. The house has so many little nuances. There's a crossroads in the front. There's a major river coming into a town.
What is up with the fucking river, dude?
I don't know. Every single time I saw it, that they mentioned it, and I'm like, what does that have to do with anything?
I'll shut up.
There are Native American ties and numerous deaths in the house. That's what we look for as investigators, not to mention all the evidence of paranormal activity people have captured in this house. From above, the home is shaped like a cross. Spinks claims that's another strange sign. He also sent us a video from inside the home. In the video, he says 2 instances the door moved on its own. He believes there's something very negative lurking in the house. A man emailed me, said his grandmother used to live in the house back in the 50s, and she experienced paranormal phenomena back then. Dishes she would set on the table the night before. When she got up the next morning, they would be all over the floor, just like a tornado went through there. And she would often witness a rocking chair in the house rocking on its own numerous times over and over, Spinks told us. He said in his decades of investigating, he has never seen a home like this. Spinks said there is no disrespect intended to the people who have died in this house, but he will continue to investigate Willows Weep and allow other paranormal specialists to do so as well. You may even see the Eugene, Indiana home on the big screen someday. There's a company trying to raise enough money to shoot a movie about the house. So, I watched some videos, and they have like a ton of them on YouTube. and one of them is just it's called like raw footage, and it's an 8-minute video of just a still camera, nobody's in the home, and it's just like, just shooting straight ahead. Now, Photoshop's pretty awesome. I'm a believer, so trust me, when I watch the video, it's pretty spooky and it's really cool. Definitely some shadow figures, doors open and close. This is all within 8 minutes, which is usually a kind of a tell that it's, set up. Mm-hmm. Like, how would they know? But anyway, I didn't get too much into it because I was so turned off by this dude and just the whole fucking thing that even if I wanted to go, well, that's a dope video and that's proof of ghosts, I'm like, nah, I just don't believe this dude at this point.
He made my believer heart on flaccid. You were like, I was so turned off.
Immediately. So, that's pretty much the story of Willows Weep. It sounds like it's a cool looking house that's shaped a little different, and somebody. Now, I did see a little bit of an interview with the lady that sold it to David Spinks, and she was like, I don't like being here. And she was but it was on camera. It was being filmed. Probably, again, just trying to set up and get.
Dude, I'm trying to sell this fucking
more
house.
Hype to. Well, no, it was more hype to like. I think it ended up being a preview for the documentary.
Right.
So the whole thing is it's staged. Like, I didn't see any true somebody going, oh no, it's a fucking messed up place. Like, nothing I looked at made me go.
No independent third party has come in and said
no, zero.
Like
zero.
No, like, all right. They're like, I was a skeptic and now I'm a believer. Or nobody that went in there is like, oh, I was a believer, now I'm completely skeptical of the home. So it's just kind of like up in the air, like as to, well, your opinion is 0, right?
Oh, no. Yeah, I'm calling BS on it. 100%. I think that it is, it maybe somebody has died or maybe even multiple people have died in the home, but
lots of homes have had people die.
That's what I'm saying. And so I there's nothing that makes me go, oh yeah. In fact, the way that this guy's going about it,
makes it even less likely.
Right, absolutely. Yeah. And it could be the fucking most haunted place in America or in the world for all we know, but this dude's just making it look
worse.
Like so that unfortunately was a big old bummer for me because I was like, fuck yeah, something super spooky. Because I tell you, when the first photo and it just had a little caption on it, I think you saw it. I think it's what you sent me actually. I was like, nice.
Yeah.
This has the chance of being something really cool. Unfortunately, Willows Weep in Indiana is not going to be on one of my haunted tours.
Really? You're not going to go? Not even just to like...
Well, so, okay. So this is... And I'm going to...
By the way, he did read the book. He did write the book.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Of course he did. Why wouldn't he?
Why wouldn't he? Well, you can buy it on his website. How convenient.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, hey, you know what? If he's just trying to make some money, that's cool. But you got to be careful when you're bringing people's like families into it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like I don't knock the dude for what he's trying to do, sell a movie and sell some tickets and shit. That's cool. But
yeah,
you just got to be careful if you're, it doesn't sound like he's being a prick about it to the family. To the family. You know what I mean? So we're kind of busting this guy's balls, but really, I mean. Technically, it's just I think it's just not haunted.
Well, I mean, dude, to me, it's got to be old. Like,
yeah, and
I don't know
1890.
why.
I mean, what do you mean old? Like, when you say
I
old?
don't know why. Like, I need all my ghosts to be like Victorian,
right?
Like 1600s. Like
super.
1700s, like 1890. Like, I mean, not that that's super, like, not that there aren't like hauntings or supposedly like with people in more contemporary time periods, but I don't know, man. Like when I was going in this set, giving you the stories because I'd heard about it like 3 or 4 times in like a week.
And saw something.
And
I
saw something. I saw the fucking canned Be Real picture that they send out. And then I was like, okay, well, all right, I'll send Josh down this rabbit hole because he fucking digs this shit. And I was like, all right, man, this is cool. Like he's gonna give me some fucking cool stuff. Like there's gonna be like there's going to be like 5 or 6 cool stories, and there's going to be 6 stories that are like complete horse shit.
Big old fucking dud.
And then it's really we're going to boil it down to maybe like 1 or 2 remaining question marks, and in which case that would be awesome. And this one is just like, no, dude.
A big old fat womp
yeah,
womp.
Yeah.
Well, actually, something good came out of this. It's what we were kind of talking about, what I was pitching to you a second ago. So here,
second ago.
Well, 30 minutes ago, whatever. Fuck off. I can't believe I talked about that fucking house for 30 minutes because I was like, there's nothing here. Like, there's fucking nothing to it. But so what it did prompt me to do is what I'd like to do is...
You would like to do.
I would, and you're going to fucking go with me because you have to. I'm not going to do a solo episode.
Yeah.
So as you can tell by his sighing, and you could probably hear his eyes roll.
You can go. I'll stay here in the studio, and you can call in and be like, it's creepy and cold. And I'll be like, nah, man, it's cool here.
No, I'm good.
It's nice here.
Well, so the problem with that is, let me get it up. So what I'd like to do is I'm going to propose 4 or 5 places, and I'm literally going to let you all, the listeners, decide where we go and actually do an episode in said location that you choose. If you want to send us to Willows Weep, I'll keep it on the list just so we can go. But I think you kind of know our feelings on that one. But so the reason I want Shep to go is because if I go alone to a place that is fucking supposed to be haunted, I will say that it's haunted if I'm there fucking solo at night, overnight. That's just how my fucking mind works. I will find something spooky, which could be totally fun, and I love doing that shit. But with you there, what's that noise? Shep's like, it's the fucking AC or whatever. whatever I just said.
Yeah, it's windy out.
It'll even
20 mile an hour wind.
It'll even it out. It'll make it more legit. Plus, for me, it would be more fun. So I'm going to list a couple of places, and there's one that I fucking pray that you all pick. And Eric does too, because it's the closest to home. But basically, Willows Weep has the title of being one of the most haunted homes in America.
Yeah,
you know our feelings on that.
It has the title because the guy gave it the title and then published about 50 fucking things.
Yeah, that's very true.
In my opinion, that's how it got that title.
Right.
It did not get that title from...
Well, he gave it to himself.
Yeah. I mean, I could say that I'm the most,
My basement is the most haunted basement in Kentucky.
Yeah. I have more knowledge about unicorns than anyone else on the planet. Like, who the fuck can argue with that? Like,
Nobody.
Okay, well, he must have it. He's fucking said it.
And maybe the movie's really spooky and cool and fucking kudos. I love a good scary movie, but yeah, I don't think the place is actually haunted. But that's on the list. Number 2 on the list is Mitchell, Indiana, as well. I believe it's right near Indianapolis, if I'm not mistaken, so not far. Whispers Estate in Mitchell, Indiana, takes the phrase "if walls could talk" to a new level. The old bed and breakfast has a long history of paranormal activity, and it's even been featured on the Travel Channel, the Sci-Fi Channel, and HGTV.
Oh, God.
Yeah, boy. Built in the early 20th century, the home is said to be haunted by the former owners. Dr. John Gibbons and his wife Jessie moved into the home with their 10-year-old daughter Rachel and baby Elizabeth in 1899. Mm-hmm. Rachel accidentally set herself on fire in the home on Christmas morning. She was badly burned and died 2 days later. Guests say you can still hear her and sometimes see her running around the house today. Jessie and Elizabeth both died in the master bedroom. Guests who dare to spend the night in there say the closet doorknob frequently jiggles, causing the door to pop open. There are also reports of hearing Elizabeth cry. Whispers Estate earned its name after guests said they repeatedly heard voices whispering. John was the prominent doctor in the area and used the home as an office. Considering the state of the medical field in the early 1900s, it's likely the voices are those of patients who died there. If you're not completely freaked out, you can rent out the entire home overnight and it gives a certain amount. So the Whispers Estate, I'm down for that one. It's not far. It sounds kind of spooky. Is that old enough for you? I mean, it's not 1899.
I'm not. I have been informed that my opinion on any of these situations is
well, no, but
not,
you could say whether or not if it sounds spooky or if it's like, because I mean, you believe that there's paranormal, entities. So
I do.
I mean, you could be like, but it doesn't sound fucking scary at all.
Like I know. I mean,
it's a bed and breakfast, so it's probably like
it's a B&B.
At least you get some fucking.
But here's my deal.
I'll pay.
Okay, so here's my deal. I don't want to sully any of the opinions of people that would listen and give us suggestions.
Okay, that's good. That's fair.
But
by your tone.
But the caveat to that situation is. No, I'll keep my opinions. I'll keep them for the episode. I'll keep my opinions for the episode.
Okay, that's good. Well, so that's Whisper. What did I say? Whisper's Estate in Mitchell, Indiana. And actually, I said it was older. It's actually it's newer than the Willows Weep. Yeah. This is number 3. Is the Punderson's Haunted. What do they call it? Shit. Punderson's State Park, but it's actually Punderson's Manor in Newberry, Ohio.
Newberry.
In 1885, several children reportedly died in a fire that destroyed the Wales Hotel across the lake from the present-day Punderson Lodge. Could this be the source of ghostly children's laughter? Many Punderson visitors and employees report hearing in the lodge.
Or ducks. Yeah.
There are no children in the building. People report seeing a man resembling W.B. Cleveland, who owned the property.
Do either of us know what W.B. Cleveland looked like? Cool.
Nope. Okay. Do they?
Just checking.
They're like, it looks like W.B.
Just checking.
Cleveland lost his business in 1918 before realizing his dream of developing a private hunting and fishing club at the site. His grandson speculates that if Cleveland haunts Punderson, it may be because of his love for the property and his wish to be buried there.
Is that really haunting? That's hanging out.
That's just hanging out. So that is something I'll say. For me, usually, the idea of a haunting is a negative connotation, right?
That would be every popular media outlet has taught us since.
Like friendly ghosts, they aren't.
Cast, well,
that's a cartoon, but like you don't hear reports of like, yeah, dude,
it was a helpful ghost.
I got a ghost. He's cool.
I mean, you did tell the Bell Witch story that told jokes and shit.
Crack jokes and shit. Yeah, but it also was said to have killed people, or poison.
Meh.
Yeah. But check that episode out. That's actually a cool story.
Yeah.
So this place, let's see here. Detroit millionaire Carl Long purchased the property in the late 1920s. He lost his fortune in 1929, and some say he killed himself in the mansion's attic. In 1979, several park employees reported seeing a man hanging by the neck from a rope tied to the rafters of the lodge lounge, watching the image for 3 hours until it faded in the morning light. The state of Ohio acquired the property in 1948, completing the mansion, opening it as a lodge in 1956, and adding a new wing. Here's the thing, though. There's no death records or other evidence to support some tales, but many stories come from credible sources like longtime employees and visitors who knew nothing of Punderson's past. Mm-hmm. So, the reason I put that on there is because it was on a lot of lists for being the top haunted places in America. And it was on every one within the states that are surrounding this area. I was nice enough to keep the places fairly close.
I'm being very cavalier and very dismissive and flippant with my responses about this whole situation. I think it's mainly because I don't want to go anywhere.
Right, which is fair. But you're going to. And honestly, I'll for the record, if Shep just literally cannot get out or just will not do it, I will literally fucking go by myself and I will phone him in. We will do this episode. I've wanted to do something like this. And you always hear about the road trip and hitting all the hot spots, all the haunted spots or whatever. And most of them are cheese ball. So I'm like, well, I've never done it. But I was pretty selective with these, and I did some research to find some that have a a lot of reviews actually of people who had a good time and who were,
This shit got Yelp.
Yeah, right. No, they weren't on Yelp, but that actually had experiences.
Mm-hmm.
You fucking negative Nancy over there. Fucking Yelp.
Got Yelped.
Got Yelped. Well, okay, and I'll jump to the one that Waverly Hills. It's right in our back fucking yard.
Yeah, how many times you been?
Once.
Yeah.
Now, and I'm not counting. I would like to probably do an entire episode of Waverly Hills regardless, but it would be awesome if we could do it fucking there.
Yeah.
And it is 100% possible. It's here in Louisville, where we live. The place is fucking wicked. It's phenomenal.
I will say that of all the places that you've mentioned, Waverly Hills is the only one that I would say that listening to, the one about the doctor and his wife and the kid, yeah, okay. That one probably has some negative.
The Whispers estate, yeah. Right.
But Waverly, that was a tuberculosis hospital. There's a ton of fucking people that died there, in shitty ways.
100%. So it is definitely more well-known nationally for being a haunted location. It's got a way deeper and darker history than the rest. And really, I'm throwing it in there because I fucking pray that's what you guys pick. Because A, Eric will go because it's in our fucking backyard. 2, I really want to fucking go. And I want to do an episode. Why not kill two birds with one stone? Make it a badass episode and do it there.
Yeah.
And I know that it's doable.
Look forward to this episode in mid-June when it's fucking not 12 degrees outside in any of these states, dude. It's fucking cold outside, man.
It is really cold right now. That's true. But that shit won't last. And we're not going to do this next week.
Right. No, but
we want to give people time to fucking actually listen and vote.
Yes,
so,
yes,
we got a little bit of time, I have a feeling.
So I'm down to clown.
And obviously
I would much rather go to Waverly. Not even, you didn't, the other places just aren't compelling to me.
Well,
I don't know if I made that clear. And, I'm not trying to sully the other people because I want to go to Waverly. I've been to Waverly a couple times.
Have you?
Yeah. And like I said, it's got a good track record for creepy.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. And I just read little snippets on those places, and I don't want to get into Waverly because it's too easy to do, because I don't want to waste anything for the episode, 1, but 2, people may know these places, and there is a lot of information on all of the places that I've mentioned. Except for the fucking Willows Weep. Don't fucking pick that. We're not going to go there. Fucking, even if you did. I'm taking it off the list. Never mind. What did I fucking say that for?
Fucking slab house in the middle of it's near 2 rivers, though.
It's near 2 rivers.
It is near 2 rivers,
guys.
It's
fucking spooky.
There's 2 rivers. It was near where there were some Native American trails at one point in the history of
nearby
America.
Somewhere. Yeah.
We don't know if anyone died there or was buried there or even took a shit there.
Also, go to the Indiegogo and give us some money to fucking...
Yeah, while you're there, could you 5-star Yelp review us as...
the most haunted place in America?
The most haunted place in America.
Yeah. Okay, last on the list is the Hannah House. And I've heard quite a bit about this place. And that's in Indianapolis as well. Indiana state legislator Arthur Hannah built a 24-room mansion in the mid-1800s. The Hannah House haunting soon began after the runaway slaves hiding in the basement overturned a lantern. Several became trapped by the fire and burned to death. It's been reported that the upstairs rooms reek of the smell of dead bodies coming from the attic. Perhaps the burned slaves were hidden in the attic until they could be buried. Moans and wails echo through the house while doors open and close by themselves.
Okay, very confused as to why they gave a shit about hiding bodies of slaves. They're slaves. Wouldn't they just fucking take them out in the backyard and bury them? Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, I don't fucking know. And by the way you just said that made it sound like fucking slaves aren't people. That's really fucked up.
No, I'm saying they didn't think they were people, though.
No, they were fucking slave owners.
They're slave owners. They don't give a shit about those people.
Yeah, well, it's still, I imagine, illegal to kill people, and they were probably... I didn't get it.
They weren't considered people. It took 3 acts of Congress to become before they were decided more than property, dude. You can walk out in the backyard and shoot your horse. Nobody gives a fuck about that.
I want to go to this place because it sounds haunted. Shep wants to go here to prove that they're fucking assholes in their claims of.
I want to go for the civil injustice of
right.
of Indianapolis's town. Like, what the fuck?
Right. Well, so that is something that I just read, and there's a lot on this place as well, and it's got a pretty heavy
meanwhile
following.
I would like to point out that there apparently spirits that are upset about what happened to them as they were alive and not where they were at, shit that happened to them after they were buried.
Right.
Fucking shit is that? Fuck with my headstone. I'm pissed.
I'm so mad.
Dude, no, man, I'm pissed because the fucking raping and the pillaging and the taking me out of my country and yeah, that's valid.
That's very valid. I'm haunting your ass because of the way you treated me.
I would be upset about that.
Yeah.
Not because this is where you put the sticks and stones that are left over. Who gives a fuck about that, man?
No, you're right. And I don't know why, that's such a common...
It's supposed to be like holy, because you bless the land or whatever.
Well,
and it's like consecrated earth and shit like that. But like, I mean, just to me, like, I don't understand. I've never understood that. It's always been like, okay.
Yeah, no, dude, I had never heard your theory. I'd never heard it put like that. And I agree 100%.
Yeah, well, I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, it doesn't matter how. Like, there's no spirits for us to talk to be like, oh, so does this piss you off?
Hey, tell me, does this make you mad?
Well, I'm just saying, like that has always been a weird, like, prickling point for me when it comes to those. Like, but this house was built on Indian burial ground. Like, okay,
all right.
I guess I'm not gonna go plant any trees.
One more. Who built the house and who? I'm
not gonna dig a pool.
Did they kill the Indian?
I'm not gonna dig a pool. I guess
right.
Until I have somebody come out and fucking make
and
sure
move some shit.
Like, I guess we could decorate for fucking Halloween with whatever I get out of the backyard. But what the fuck?
Oh, by the way, while I was kind of researching for places that would be fun to go do an episode that have a pretty gnarly history, that were fairly close. Indiana's pretty fucked. There's a
I would put about 99% of the reason that Indiana's fucked. Meanwhile, I'm getting ready to do a story on Indiana.
Right.
99% of the reason that Indiana is fucked like that is just lack of shit to talk about.
It's possible.
Campfire stories and people just fucking sitting around with their thumb up their ass all day.
There's nothing to do.
It's fucking nothing to do in Indiana. Well, sorry if you live in Indiana. I'm not trying to be a dick.
I'm in Indiana fucking 3 days a week, for work. So I mean, it is what it is.
And I'm not talking about like highly populated areas in Indiana. No, I'm talking about that middle stretch where there's nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, there's places in Kentucky that's like that too, but I mean, there's places like that in every state. And I'm not saying that, but I'm saying like all the stuff that you research, like when it comes to like weird, spooky shit, is usually like in the middle of the state.
Right.
Like,
there's not a lot of shit around. Yeah. That's fair too.
But here at the Three Crows Farm,
right?
Like, fuck, this is shit about you. Just burn it and salt the land. We're never coming back.
A few of the places that I was like, oh, that'd be fucking really cool to go. It was like a tunnel, and I was like, well, I'm not gonna fucking stand in a fucking tunnel outside with Shep for fucking an hour. At least I could probably get into a hotel room, or fucking, you know what I mean?
You're trying to get me into
trying to get you in that hotel room.
All right, cool.
Cool. All right, so the list, let me just recap, because deal with it, dude. We're going to one of these places. And I'm taking Willows Weep. I don't know why I fucking said that. It's off the table. I don't want to fucking go
No
there.
argument here.
No, because what'll end up happening, the more I'm sitting here thinking about it, somebody's going to go, oh, yeah, fucking make those guys go there. They really don't want to go there to fucking be pricks.
It's fine. I mean, I'm not going, so it's fine.
No, hey, wherever you choose, we will go, but that's off the table. The Whispers Estate in Mitchell, the Punderson Manor in Newbury, the Waverly Hills Sanatorium right here in Louisville, or Hannah House in Indianapolis. And I mean,
fucking slave owners, man.
Fucking slave owners. But like I said, I hope you guys do some digging and find the fucking spookiest place you can send us to. I want to.
Yeah,
I want
it needs to be those 4 or other.
Or other.
Yeah, like a write-in ballot.
Oh, that's fair. Actually, that's a fucking good idea. Something with, preferably in a state that is near Kentucky.
Look, guys, let's keep
because Shep is not going to go to fucking New York or some shit with me. I'm telling you right now,
dude. I don't want to go like
I can go to fucking New York with my family. Come on, we can't leave.
For the record, like, dude, I'm not trying to like Waverly's on the outside of my travel distance.
It's like, by the way, for you all that don't know, it's like 20 minutes away.
Yeah, and I'm like,
I'll fucking drive. All right.
Oh, you're definitely driving.
Yeah.
This was your idea, bro.
For sure, it is. It is definitely my idea. But I do love the idea that you just mentioned. Feel free to write in a ballot. Yeah, absolutely. If you know of, and truthfully, I want it to be the spookiest fucking place imaginable. And the ones that I just gave you are on a lot of top lists and have a lot of
Except for Willows Weep.
Well, I took that one off because I was like, somebody's gonna fucking try to send us there. But they have a lot of claims, and it should be a fucking spooky good time.
Did you just say spooky good time?
I did.
Fuck it. Scooby-Doo coming with us too?
Fucking A. Spooky good time.
Row.
What's wrong with a spooky good time? I fucking want to. I love being scared.
Spooky good time sounds like we got the fucking mystery machine gassed up out in the front. All right.
And I'm fucking negative Nancy's coming along for the ride. So
yeah, dude. And I'm going to be super negative the whole time. It's going to be a new level of negativity.
Fantastic.
Dripping off of me like a fucking.
Yeah. So sorry that Willows Weep wasn't all it was, all we had hoped for, or all you had hoped for.
No, man.
But at least
the show is called the podcast is called Based on True Events.
Right.
This is being lorded on the internet is a fucking scariest place in America, and it's bullshit.
It is.
It's a fucking publicity stunt. So I mean, it's not like we haven't reviewed stories before where you're like, oh, this is all horse shit. Like it's
we've
a good
actually had
story.
A couple. Yeah, we've had a couple.
It's a good story on the surface, and then you start digging in, and you're like, this is all horse shit.
Oh shit.
So
well, I guess my issue with this one, like versus like say the ones that have actually ended up being creepypasta, the story was really great, and especially the Russian sleep experiment. You fucking got me on that one, and that was a fun ride. This one was kind of like just up front. The first like sentence, you were like, I already fucking know. Yeah. Like immediately. There was not, so it wasn't a great, I was just like, fuck, this kind of sucks. But it did get the wheels turning, and I did a lot of digging, and I found, going down rabbit holes, I found a bunch of fucking good future episode topics.
So, I mean, I like I said, I mean, I'm not I've had certain experiences in my own life where it makes me believe in, to some extent, paranormal-esque things. Mm-hmm. Maybe not your goblins and ghouls or anything along those lines, but I'm also not closing the door to anything. The fucking door is open. Like if there's compelling evidence, then I'll have to say, hey, look, I can't explain this. This is what I saw. Yeah, that is the limit of what you're gonna get out of me. Like I'm not gonna be like, that's fair. I swear to God, like it was a werewolf. I seen its teethers.
Teethers.
But I'd be like, no, man, I saw some fucking crazy shit. Here's what I saw.
Yeah,
I can't explain it. This is but I mean, you're not gonna get that. That's probably. I mean, really, if you know me, that's probably enough of an admission of me saying something like that. You'd be like, holy shit,
oh my God, there's gonna be, for me, I'll be, I'm fucking, there's no shadow of a doubt if he fucking even is willing to say that. I'm already fucking like,
you're already out of town, like you've already moved in and shit.
Dude, I'm sold on that shit. So I hope you guys take this and fucking run with it, man. I hope you send us where you want us to go, fucking because I could get real excited about this. Send us to Waverly, please. Fucking God, send us to Waverly.
Yeah, and
I'm not talking about to the haunted house. We're gonna go solo overnight, do it legit, and try to have some spooky good times.
God, this fucking garbage, man.
Yeah.
Spooky
good times. Speaking of spooky good times, what am I doing next?
I think we're going to do a heavy hitter, man. I
Yeah?
think we're going to discuss offline. We're going to do a heavy hitter next time. We're going to do one of the ones that has been a suggestion.
We'll talk about it then,
I said we've had like 5 heavy hitters, and I'm really thinking it's probably going to be Holmes. Man, I'm thinking it's going to be H.
I'm going
Holmes,
between
man. Kemper, yeah,
and Holmes. All right, well, we'll discuss. We'll do a heavy hitter.
We're doing a heavy. We'll definitely next episode for you will be. We'll do one of the big boys.
One of the big boys.
What?
All right. Good shit, man.
All right.